Hello and welcome to the history of Star Wars. Omega Ordain coming at you with today's episode, Admiral Ackbar. And here we go. Born no later than 41 BBY in the Coral Depths City, on the water world of Dak, Gale Ackbar was raised in a prominent merchant clan in Foamwater City, where he grew interested in science and the sea. Ackbar was selected as Coral City's representative on the Calamarian Council after finishing school, and became a proponent of Mon Calamari space exploration during the Clone Wars. Ackbar was one of the leaders that participated in the Second Battle of Mon Calamari. During that time, he held the rank of captain, in charge of the Mon Calamari Guard, and was the chief military advisor to King Yos, and then to the young and inexperienced Prince Lee Char. When separatist troublemaker Riff Tamsin began advising the Quarren to take up arms, Ackbar requested an envoy from the Republic to come to Dak to help steer the troubled planet away from an inevitable war. His duty was then to bring peace to the Quarren, and after the attack, protect Prince Lee Char. During the battle, Ackbar, at the behest of the Mon Calamari senator, protected the prince during the first attack of the Quarren and the separatist commander Riff Tamsin's droids. Ackbar was successful in the defense of the capital, but Tamsin brought in reinforcements in the form of the Hydroid Medusus. Though the prince said that they should stay, Ackbar told him that there are times to fight and times to retreat. With this battle, it was time to retreat. Then Ackbar, the Jedi, and the remainder of their troops made their way to the caves of the seafloor. Ackbar told the prince that his father would have been proud of him. Ackbar was then sent to a prison camp and was held there until the public execution of Prince Lee Char was held. Before the execution, Prince Lee Char visited him and the prisoners to try and give them hope, which eventually led to the prince's capture. Right before the execution, Quarren teamed up with him at the last minute, and together they defeated the droids and killed Riff Tamsin. The prince also survived and finally became king of Mon Calamari to claim his rightful place. Following the formation of the Galactic Empire, Ackbar became leader of the Calamari Council. Ackbar initially believed that the establishment of the new order would lead to a restoration of law and justice, but he was soon dispelled by this illusion when the Empire dispatched a fleet to invade Mon Calamari. Dak's peaceful, scientific, and cultural achievements rendered it a target that had to be suppressed to preserve the idea of human superiority. Ackbar attempted to negotiate with the hostile Imperial forces to no avail, and the Empire forced both Mon Calamari and the Quarren into slavery. Ackbar subsequently contributed to the formation of the Resistance movement, which successfully drove the Empire off-world. The Resistance's victory proved to only be temporary, however, and Ackbar was captured following the Empire's counterattack. Ackbar was initially to serve as an interpreter for the Imperial fleet officer who commanded the subjugation of Mon Calamari, but the officer offered Ackbar to his superior, Grand Moff Tarkin, in an attempt to win Tarkin's favor. Tarkin accepted the gift, and in 5 BBY, Ackbar was assigned to Tarkin as a valet, a slave in all but name. During his service to Tarkin, Ackbar observed and absorbed whatever information he could about the Empire, taking particular interest in military data. Cultivating a placid appearance, Ackbar gained knowledge of Imperial theories of war, and became aware of the growing rebellion against the Empire. By observing Tarkin, who found enjoyment in explaining to Ackbar his plans to enslave more worlds, Ackbar also acquired the knowledge of space warfare tactics, including Tarkin's own preferred strategies. The existence of a broader resistance movement appealed to Ackbar, though Tarkin's confidence in the Empire's invulnerability unnerved him, and he eventually made contact with the Alliance to restore the Republic. Ackbar's position made him an ideal spy, with his circumstances occasionally allowing him to examine secret documents, and he sought to learn everything he could about the Empire's strategies and tactics. Over a period of many months, Ackbar provided the Alliance with valuable information regarding the Death Star project. However, the information Ackbar could find regarding the weapon was meager, and he learned nothing of it other than its supposed capabilities of destroying entire worlds. Ackbar later discovered that he was going to accompany Tarkin to the site of the very project that he had been investigating, and piloted Tarkin and Chief Engineer Bevel Lemistic who found Tarkin's attachment to the calamari slave baffling, to the Death Star's construction site in a Lambda-class shuttle. After the Death Star's completion, Ackbar was compelled to pilot Tarkin and Lemmistick again to the superweapons location in the Horus system. Ackbar and his passengers departed from Irdu in an unmarked Lambda-class shuttle. When word that Tarkin would be traveling with Lemmistick to the Death Star reached the Rebel Alliance, they launched an operation to capture the pair. The Alliance struck Tarkin's shuttle en route to the Nebulan B frigate Veminus in the Eridu system, but their Y-wings were only able to disable a shuttle carrying Ackbar before an Imperial-class Star Destroyer arrived to rescue Grand Moff Tarkin. Although the Rebel strike team had failed to assassinate Tarkin, Ackbar's liberation meant that they had accomplished their second objective. Freed from the Empire, Ackbar, now a captain, declared his support for the Alliance and returned to Dak, with the intention of stirring his people into a new revolt. However, his efforts were hindered by their lack of morale, and his attempts to create an air force were thwarted by the 181st Imperial Fighter Wing, which shot down and destroyed his equipment. Ackbar led Alliance forces in their first victory against the Imperial Navy at the Battle of Turkana, in which his knowledge of Imperial tactics was a crucial factor. This advantage also proved useful to the Alliance in other early victories. The Empire frequently used Nebulan B escort frigates to defend its supply convoys, a tactic that threatened to cripple the Alliance. Ackbar returned to Dak with Senator Bail Organa and the formal Imperial Juno Eclipse to help unite the Mon Calamari and the Quarren to galvanize their resistance movement. Ackbar also invited Segur Tells, the infamous Quarren responsible for disarming the planetary shields, causing the first Imperial occupation of Dak, to join in his strategy. United, the group entered Herkia, one of the floating cities. Once there, Proxy, an Imperial droid designed with hologram technology, disguised himself as a commander of the 181st Imperial Fighter Wing. As the commander, Proxy was able to throw off suspicion while the others planted explosives. As Juno counted off the minutes, Organa and Tells confronted the real commander, as Ackbar charged the officer with delivering a message from the resistance to the Emperor. 24 stormtroopers encircled the conspirators. To Ackbar's horror, the commanding officer was none other than Tarkin. Tarkin gloated that Tells had betrayed the Mon Calamari once again, offering Ackbar to Tarkin in return for more freedoms for the Quarren people. Tarkin noted that he had no intention of honoring the agreement. Ackbar angrily replied that he would never be his slave again. The timers expired, triggering the explosions throughout the city and causing the Grand Moff to think the 181st Wing was responsible. As the rebels proceeded to open fire at the retreating stormtroopers, Proxy took Tarkin's figure and led the stormtroopers away from the real Moff. Despite Ackbar's disappointment at not being able to capture Tarkin, the plan was a success. It was soon revealed that Tells had not truly betrayed them again, and that he had sought to use the opportunity before the timed detonators expired in order to capture Tarkin. Upon seeing that could be accomplished when their species worked together, Ackbar and Tells pledged their combined peoples to the Alliance. The impressive performance of Commander Ackbar's B-Wing starfighters helped him to rise to the rank of Admiral. As the senior admiral of the small rebel fleet, Ackbar led a line of escaped Mon Calamari cruisers that fell within the overall command of General Jan Dodonna. Admiral Ackbar gave Dodonna a squadron of new B-Wing fighters, with which Dodonna orchestrated a disastrous raid on the Imperial communication stations. It was Ackbar who informed the rebels that the schematics for the Mon Calamari fleet, which had been destroyed by the Empire, were stored at Coreda, giving them the opportunity to retrieve them and rebuild the impressive Mon Calamari starcruisers. In one BBY, however, a revolt ejected the Imperial garrison from Mon Calamari, and Ackbar was invited to return to his homeworld and lead their rebuilt fleet. Ackbar resigned from the Alliance but continued his role in Project Shanktpole and proved to secure Mon Calamari's commitment to the cause of the rebellion. Many of Ackbar's people followed his example, contributing their starcruisers to the Alliance forces. after Ackbar persuaded them to do so. Like many planetary resistance groups, the Mon Calamaris were initially cautious towards the commitment to the Alliance to restore the Republic, but Ackbar provided unofficial support and gave tact approval of the decision by some Mon Calamari to pledge their starships to Mon Mothma's cause. Hey, thank you for watching the history of Star Wars! Special thanks to Wikipedia and all its contributors for all information you heard today. Very special thanks to my Patreons and to Royalty Free Tube for this fantastic background. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, join the channel, join us on Patreon. Any of these things can really help the channel grow. Thank you, and have a great day. Stay safe. Bye-bye!